Hello, friends. This is Grace here, and today we're going to be working with one of these napkins from the Sweet Critters napkin bundle that you can get from my website, thecomfynestwithgrace.com. I love giving you guys some unique, high quality napkins, and you'll see almost every single one comes with 4 panels to work with. As you can see, this sweet girl with flowers on her hair or in her fur up there on her head. So I'm going to decoupage this in a book that I've been using to just do some artwork. It's an old Reader's Digest book, and I did some tangling there on the right, just some doodling and coloring on the right. And then on the left-hand side, I'm going to decoupage this sweet girl. I'm separating the napkin plies. You can see that I just did that there. When you work with napkins, you want to make sure that you're only using the top layer. So get down to that top layer. Here I'm cutting out that one panel that I want to use. Now I'll still have 3 panels left. So I'll put those aside. I can use those on something else. So here we go. We're going to just decoupage this right into the book. What I've been doing with this Reader's Digest book is gluing together several pages so that they have a little thickness to them and they're easy to work with. That makes it easy for the pages to accept the decoupage medium. As well, or any paints or any fluids that you're going to use, like paints or inks or markers even on your pages. It does make it easier if you glue a few together. Now I'm using a decoupage medium that's specifically made for napkins, and it is by Deco Art. And what I find is it's just a thinner consistency than Mod Podge. I've used Mod Podge for years, but when I'm working with napkins, once I found this and started using it, I do prefer this. You can certainly water down your Mod Podge though, you guys. You can do that. I do love when I find new products on the marketplace. I love giving them a try, seeing what I like, seeing what I prefer, so I know next time what I'd like to use. So I'm using the Deco Art napkin decoupage medium. It's a glue, so it'll glue the napkin down, and you can also use it to finish and seal your project. So let's get her down on this page. Now, if you haven't yet said hello, please take a minute in the comments. Let me know that you're here. Let me know that you watched. Comment and tell me where you're coming in from, if you're replaying, how you found the page. Just whatever you'd like to do to connect with me. I'd love to hear from you. I do my best to comment on everyone's comments when they say hello or let me know where they're coming in from or what they're up to. I so appreciate you taking the effort to do that, and I do my best within a couple of days to try to comment back so we can have a little conversation. So please comment. I'd also love it. I'd be honored if you would subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit that bell so that you can change the notifications so that when I post new content, you get it. Oops, I ripped my napkin. I was a little aggressive there, but listen, with napkins are extremely forgiving. I'm going to be able to just put this back together and no one will know the difference. I didn't damage the napkin. It just tore. So I'm just going to put it back together. And when I glue that or seal that down, it's going to be just fine. So you can see I'm using a dabbing motion now where it's really delicate and broken apart, making sure that I get that all affixed down. The napkins are so easy to work with in the creases there because they're so thin. They're just easy to push right into the creases of the book. So now, the colors on the background of this napkin really mimic and match what I did on the right-hand side of this page. And on the right-hand side, I used watercolor, actually, watercolor paints and a marker. But on this left-hand side, the background mimics it. So what I do is I just try to find a couple of paints that I can use to really make it as coordinated as possible. So I grabbed a metallic gold and a metallic silver. I use my little clamp to hold the pages together. That way that it doesn't come up off of the book. That way I can work on it more easily. So I use a little paper clip there to hold it down. Now here I come in with some gold colored paint first, and I'm trying to mimic the background color on that napkin, and I'm going to cover up and create a background that makes more sense to me or that looks more cohesive. And so I'm going to paint not only the book page, the exposed book page, but I am going to paint down into the napkin, the background of the napkin, so that I can really make it look seamless. As you're watching, I'd love to know if you have used napkins in your projects before, and if you have, how you've used them. Do you like to decoupage napkins, or is that something you try to avoid? I would love to know. The conversation is so helpful, not only to me, but to other people who are viewing and being part of the community. So I do appreciate that. Part of the challenge sometimes is what to do about the lines, right? Those straight edge lines. So here, like you can see, I'm painting the exposed paper, book page, with the gold, and then I'm actually pulling that gold up into the body of the animal and around on the napkin to make it all the same color and to make it really cohesive. And I'm dabbing, and I'm not brushing it on, I'm dabbing it on because I like the look of a little bit of texture. And when you dab your paints on, you'll get those little peaks in the liquid, in the fluid of the paint, and the peaks just are beautiful. I just think they look so nice. So that color really coordinates well with the color scheme that I have on that right-hand page, and I just wanted them to coordinate. But I'm going to pull in, there's a lot of grays on that right-hand side, so I'm going to pull in a silver. I think I pulled out a metallic silver, and I am going to dab some of the metallic silver into the background. I'm doing it while a lot of that gold is still wet. So it will blend a little bit. The paint will blend a little bit, but it's going to just help to really make it cohesive, I think. And you can see I'm not really going for full coverage. I don't want to totally cover the gold. I just want to add the grayish silver in with it. It almost looks like it reminds me of a stucco finish, actually, with the colors that I chose and with the dabbing that gives those little peaks and that little bit of texture. It reminds me a little bit of stucco. Okay, now she's just beautiful, but I wanted to make the pink parts of her a little more pink. So I decided to grab some markers and to enhance what was already there. The napkin is gorgeous. These napkins in the bundles that I have available for you on the website are just beautiful, and they're unique. And I love that you just get one. You get one of each napkin. Almost every single one of them is going to give you 4 panels. So in a napkin bundle of 10, you're getting 40 creative panels to work with, which is plenty for most of us to use. Rather than going out and buying 40 or 20 of this napkin, then you'd have 80 panels to work with. Who needs 80 panels? I just need a couple. I don't need that many. That's why I love offering those napkin bundles to you guys on that website. So feel free to head over to thecomfynestwithgrace.com and check out my shop where you see napkin bundles and more. Okay, here I come with these. I'm pulling out my markers and I'm just looking for the pinks and the peaches, the colors that are going to help me to enhance for her, like in her nose area and inside her ears are a little bit pink, that I really wanted them to show up better. So I'm coming in with a napkin and I'm just coloring in those areas a little bit more so that they really stand out and that they're more showcased than they are without the marker. Okay, now here's a peek. It's just a Reader's Digest book. And I've been using it to create and to decoupage some of my napkins in. It's been a really fun way to use the book, reuse the book, recycle the book, and get my artwork done. So I'm putting a thing of glue on top of that book so that it stays down while it is stored. And here's a close-up look, and I love that you can see the words through the napkin. It just turned out beautiful. I hope you enjoyed this demo. Thanks for tuning in.